Hey, welcome to Kaspa Daily Pulse. Here's what the Kaspa community's been buzzing about today. First up, the biggest real topic in the chatter was network throughput and spam stress testing. People were talking about a burst of activity that pushed Kaspa to some seriously high transaction volume, with multiple comments pointing to more than 500 million transactions over a few days, and some even framing it as millions per hour. The mood here was actually pretty proud, not panicked. The main takeaway from the community was basically, Kaspa handled it, didn't fall over, and that's a flex. There were some complaints that exchanges went into maintenance mode and some jokes about hard drives suffering, but overall the tone was, wow, this thing can take a hit. Second, there was a lot of discussion around what actually makes Kaspa stand out versus other high-throughput chains. And this wasn't just random shilling. People were comparing node requirements, decentralization, finality, and whether home hardware can realistically keep up. One of the strongest pro-Kaspa sentiments today was that raw throughput alone is not enough. The community seems to care a lot about doing it with lower hardware demands. That idea kept popping up in different forms, not just speed, but speed plus accessibility. Third, sentiment on price was definitely mixed. You had some people sounding frustrated, saying price action has been hijacked, slow, or disappointing, but that was constantly counterbalanced by heavy, long-term hopium. There were repeated calls that Kaspa's strongest advantage is still its network and community, and some posters were openly saying they expect much higher prices later on, though that was clearly opinion, not news. So the emotional vibe today? Split in the short term, but still stubbornly bullish underneath. And last, there were a couple of ecosystem notes that caught attention. One person mentioned the winner of Kaspathon being a cool project, and another brought up the Kaspa Ecosystem Foundation. There wasn't a ton of detail, so these weren't massive headline items yet, but they stood out as signs that people are still watching for real building and real apps, not just staring at charts all day. So if you boil today down, the pulse was this. Kaspa people are frustrated by price, proud of throughput, and still deeply convinced the network's technical strength is the main story. That's it for today's pulse. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Catch you then.